Have you ever felt like a Charlie Brown character not comprehending a word the teacher was saying? According to the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation, teachers are the single most important factor on a student achievement in the classroom. On average, there would be a 10 percentile test score difference between the top quartile teacher and the bottom quartile teacher. In my research, students and professors expressed their views on high school education and career preparation.
I think the purpose of high school has changed in the past several years, I suppose, because college has become so much more important, and maybe back then high school wasn't so much to prepare you for college and how to apply for scholarships and stuff like that. But I think that high schools now should teach you how to do that, because I know definitely in my senior year have no idea what I'm doing sometimes, especially when I'm looking towards college.
I love all my teachers, but some of them have weird ways of teaching, and I know a lot of students don't understand some of the ways they teach.
With my teacher that I had last year for regular history, he didn't really do anything. It sounds kind of bad, but this year in AP History, my teacher is very good, and she talks with us a lot, and she makes sure that we understand what we're doing, and she gives us pop quizzes just to make sure that we're doing our homework and reading what we're supposed to every night.
If the issue is here, what are high schools doing right and what are they maybe not doing right? I think high schools, on balance, are doing a good job of preparing students. There's a lot of variety within schools and among schools as to how they're preparing students. If I see one thing that appears to be the case with many students, some of the classes they've had at least just did not push them very hard. And maybe it was because a teacher was having to teach students with a wide range of abilities, some better prepared, some better motivated than others. So just setting high expectations. Now, the students I work with in the Honors College have been, in most cases, they've taken a lot of advanced placement courses, international baccalaureate courses in some cases, and those courses really, I think, do prepare students very, very well for college.
As Professor McMath was saying, advanced placement courses are the classes that prepare you for college and approach lessons with higher level classroom discussion and critical thinking. However, students will discuss the pros and cons to taking these classes.
Well, you have homework every night, which in regular I didn't always. You move on from stuff at a faster pace.
Compared to regular classes for AP classes, yeah, they do demand more out of you. Like in class, you have to have, some classes have class participation points or stuff like that.
AP classes, in our school, to get honors, to graduate in honors, you have to take 2 AP classes, and since I don't have the GPA to graduate in honors anyways, I was like, what's the point of struggling and taking harder classes if I'm not even going to be an honors graduate? So I was like, So I'm just going the easy way to get my GPA up.
Even John L. Human, a former AP US history teacher, says, AP courses are designed for one purpose, to help students pass the test. Unfortunately, I have also found that my students' purpose for taking AP US history is to get the subject out of the way in college for more important subjects like science and business. AP courses are just another part of the American education system that has fallen off course of its true purpose in educating students in higher learning.
There's a lot more expected out of you in an AP course.
I think they definitely expect you to carry your own weight instead of them babying you and holding your hand the entire way through the class. They expect you to be young adults, at least, if not adults, and pull your own weight and be able to prepare for the class yourself.
According to Jan Lee, in a Los Angeles Times article quotes, "Today, in order to gain admission into an exceptional university, it is necessary to take these AP courses. From my own experience, I took each course not to learn something because I enjoy the subject, but to learn it and pass the AP exam. The purpose of AP classes have changed over the years, no longer striving for higher knowledge, but for a higher test score."
We're learning calculus, and all sorts of, and you don't really need that in the real world. You seriously don't. But we're doing it because it's for college, and when colleges look at it, oh, you took AP Cal. That's very good.
Yeah.
You took many AP classes, but those types of AP classes, they're not really very relevant to your life.
Yeah.
Most of them, besides economics.
I think for classes like AP Calculus or even like AP English classes, like unless you're gonna major in that class or do something with that in your life, like it really will not apply to your real world life.
All students have a right to an education. However, there are some bigger cities with schools that can provide more classes and opportunities. How does this apply to a student's achievement? Christine from 7A Division, Fayetteville High School, expresses the benefits of a bigger school, whereas 4A Division, Gentry High School senior, Alan discusses his experience with a small town community.
Well, our school offers a few of those classes, like ag classes and, band, music, all that. But I mean, since we're like small school, we don't have all of the technology and all these things to do like TV or anything of that sort.
I guess a benefit and a downside of being in such a big school is that we have such a big AP program. But I feel like for students like us, we're pretty much involved in every single AP class out there. I don't know half the regular class teachers. Like, I don't know any of them.
So isolated.
Yeah, it's very, maybe even elitist. Like, if you're part of the AP program, then you have that little clique that you're part of.
And you can't join, that clique. And, I just feel,
another thing, like, maybe not even academically, is that it does get very cliquey. And I know, like, I moved here in 9th grade, and it was so hard for me to find friends just because everyone had already been in their little group. And even though there's so many of you, you don't really know anybody, or you can't really get into that circle.
Christine and Min go to Fayetteville High School. They offer many classes to the students, but the teachers may not give the attention each student needs because of their large student population.
Counselors here, you have to go to them frequently in order to let them recognize you. Oh,
Yeah.
you're Christine, or oh, you're Min.
You're
Things like that.
And you're just kind of a name on their roster that they just see, but they don't actually know who you are or really probably care.
My school is a good school because the teachers try to help as much as they can to the students, because they take time out of their personal lives and all that to give the students more chances to learn the thing that they're struggling with. I think the funding should go to smaller schools so they could have a more variety of classes.
To me, in such a big high school, it's better than a small high school because I feel it's more similar to a college, because you have to step out there, and even though there's a lack of communication, to me it seems more similar to the real world, where when you want to get a job or when you have to meet this person and communicate with someone, you have to step out there step out there and say hi and get them to recognize you.
Right.
And I feel it helps you more.